All right, so I actually have some time, you know, but I'm tired, so I'm just gonna go ahead, chill here, and talk about it. So look, when you were born, you had an entire stage that was set for you. The air, the time of the year, the coldness, the warmth, maybe it would have been a little bit of both. There's a reason why it is that there's a difference between the night and the day charts that a person has. If a person has a daytime chart, it means that, or birth chart to be exact, it means that they were born in the daytime. If a person has, excuse me, if a person has a nighttime chart, obviously it means that they were born at night. So there's a difference. And both of those two things mean something different. The difference is that a person who is born in the daytime, they are easier to attract money. They can become rich. These are markers of a person that is able to become rich and famous faster than a person who was born at night. However, a person who was born at night can maintain wealth better than a person who has a daytime chart. And people, right, the masses correlate and relate to a person who has a nighttime chart more than they do a person who has a daytime chart. All right, okay. So there was a whole stage that was set when you were born. This is why it's paramount. It's very important for you to know the time of your birth, okay? The night and the day. Me, I was born at night. I'm not necessarily going to say when, but I was born at night, okay? August 27th, 1991, on a waning gibbous moon. All right? So for all the astrology heads, I'm going to go, and the astronomy heads, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all figure that one out, crunch the numbers on that. I know what some of that stuff means, okay? But, I know what some of that stuff means, but, you know, so to get back into it, once again, there's a difference because it's just me, by the way, it's just me. But there's an importance on when you were born too. If you're a person that was born during a time where you're either spring or fall, more than likely, if you are not fair weather towards other people, right, where you're fickle, other people are prone to be fickle to you. This is the reason why it is that Aries is the most sought after zodiac sign for other people's disliking. Aries is. Virgo is. Pisces is. Those zodiac signs. Okay? Because Sagittarius is the mutable signs, because as well as Aries and yeah. So the reason why is because if you are not fickle towards other people, right? Fair weather, right? Right? Because why do I say that? Because Pisces represents the ending of winter to the kind of it sets the ending of winter to set up the stage for spring, right? And then you have the actual spring, which is Aries, right? And Taurus, right? But Aries is still that kind of fair weather. Taurus is when we start to actually get some of that heat. It's It's in late April to mid May, right? To mid to later May, I should say. And then when it comes to Virgo, Virgo deals with the ending, the latter half or the latter part of summer that sets up the stage for fall. So when you are not fickle towards other people are prone to be fickle towards you because of the fact that, like I said before, whatever zodiac sign you are, if you are one of those evolved zodiac signs, then the lower traits of what that zodiac sign represents, you will get that aimed towards you. And the reason why it's so important, in order for you to know your time and to know whether or not you were born during the daytime, obviously your birthday. Your birthday is going to set up not only specific numbers, right, which will help, but the birthday also sets up a point in which it tells you, or it kind of gives you an idea or an indication of the weather that would be outside at the time. My birthday, August 27th, 1991, it being Virgo, early Virgo, we're still in the summer heat, but that summer heat is starting to break. Now, why is this so important? Why is that so important? Number one, your birth time sets up a particular time, because your birth time is what sets up your ascendant, and it also the birth time completes the stage in which you were born. Your birth time. What point in time did you recorded where you were fully out of the womb? You were out of your mom, right? So it marks the time in which you actually was physically delivered. So that means that everything was set. The temperature, the planets aligned, everything created a perfect harmony with one another for you to actually physically incarnate here. Okay? That's one of the reasons, I should say, why the birth, among many, why it is that the birth time is so important. The reason why it is that the weather is so important, and these are the things that people aren't going to tell you. This is the reason why it is that I say you got to get off of the silly superstitious mentality, because the superstition will have you bashing astrology, bashing astronomy, and you obviously don't know what it is that you talk about, and you don't really want to know. You're just bashing it just for the sake of bashing it. And the reason why it is, and I'm saying that, is because, again, January is the poorest time of the year. Why? Because January, statistically speaking, it is the poorest time of the year, because January is the time in which everybody is coming off of Thanksgiving and Christmas back to back, month to month, right? Thanksgiving is in November, Christmas is in December, New Year's, right? People like to celebrate New Year's, the ending of December into the 1st of January, right? So throughout the rest of January, statistically speaking, January is the poorest month of the year. Now, what does this have to do with anything, right? These are all cold weather. That's cold weather, right? The weather is cold depending on where it is that you live, right? Over here in New York, around this time, the weather is cold. It's cold now. That's why I'm wearing, I have this duvet wrapped around me. You understand what I'm saying? To keep the heat in. Now, not only that, but also the time of the weather of the time that you were born also sets up a particular mood. During the winter, it's been scientifically proven that people deal with more melancholy, sadness, as I can't say the D word, as well as not just sadness, but as well as being homesick. If anybody is far away from home during the colder weather, holiday season, This is when most people end up dealing with sadness, melancholy. People don't want to be around themselves or be by themselves during this time. They want to actually have a significant other. This is where I get the term. This is one of the reasons why it is that I say cuffing season. Cuffing season is a real thing. You understand what I'm saying? During the springtime and during the fall time, people are very fair weather. So what does that mean? So during fall and spring, because the fall and spring are intermediates between summer and winter, right? What does that mean? That means that during those times, people are willing to frolic more and associate themselves more, particular in the springtime and the fall time it happens too. But during those times, people, right? People are not necessarily really sure about what it is that they want to do. They're just really particularly seeking. They're looking for something. What does that have to do with you and your birth chart and what that means? Well, what it says about the weather and how that impacts you spiritually and how that manifests in your life is, like I said, people will be fair weather. If not, you will be fair weather. Same thing with the summer. If you have a summer energy, Leo, right? Taurus, technically Taurus is in the spring, but around Taurus time, that heat starts to set in around May, right? And you have the Cancer crabs, right? That's all summer, right? All of those, you have Gemini, summer. What happens? That means that people are more prone. You run hot. You definitely enjoy life. You definitely enjoy indulging in it. And the reason why it is that I say, specifically with Gemini, even though you were born in the warmer weather, people can end up being quite fickle with you, is because Gemini represents when it is that, it's so warm during the warmer weather to the point where you get rainfall and thunderstorms. It's still hot, but you have a whole lot of irrigation, water, Yeah. Cancer represents the dog days of summer, to the point where, when you have the four seasons, or if you happen to experience the four seasons, right? Like me in New York City, Cancer represents the dog days, which means that it's more so about, you don't really start to really begin to get nighttime, or it really doesn't start to actually get to become dusk up until around 8:30 to about 9 o'clock p.m. at night. There is way more sunlight than it is darkness. Like if 12 a.m. is midnight, it doesn't start to become dark. Doesn't start to become dark up until 8:30. So you literally, it's almost night up until, so it's almost daylight up until midnight. You understand what I'm saying? So these are the reasons why it is that it is imperative for you to learn about yourself. You must understand yourself more. If you would like to get a private birth chart reading from me, the link is in the comment section below, called the Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to the website which you get the birth chart readings, as well as birth chart readings. My books are out, as well as I can help you read the tarot. Thank you. Peace.